about the 5 recruiting phases that are going to help you, get one of these E's, the one that we talked about as far as enrolling. And now we're getting into, I know we've had a lot of things said to you, and that's why the tracker is very important. But now we're starting to get into what it's going to take for you to be an athlete that you want to be recruited by, and how you get your GPS, your goal, your plan, your strike. How are you going to do your be, do, have? How are you going to have your sack rat, tie all this together and say, I need to take my stance and I need to put it here. I need to do my alignment here. So now we're at the goal. Now we're moving to the plan. Now we're starting to get into the mapping of your journey where you can understand, no one really knows your interest but you. You're the only person that can know that your interest is what your interest is. I don't know your goals. You know your goals. As Will said in his comments earlier, take your micro goals. I'm sure you have some micro goals. Start with that. Accomplish one at a time. So 5 recruiting phases. The beginning of interest. This is no one knows your interest but you. You have to reach out to colleges. If you think that you've heard the saying, oh, they're going to find me. Chris said, and Will said, and I'm also going to echo that because I was the exact same situation as them. Great football players, great athletes. Chris was number 2 in the country. Guess what? Will had all kind of schools. ACT did not get passed. Now everybody falls off. So now you got to go back out and start getting your interest. I was the same way. I didn't pass the ACT or the SAT my first time through. Guess what? I waited till the last minute. Yeah, I waited entirely too long to try to get it done. Didn't pass. Now everybody disappeared. Nobody cares that I'm a great athlete anymore. I know that they don't take the ACT and SAT anymore, but you have to demonstrate your interest. You have to show them the beginning of the interest. You have to reach out to colleges. When you reach out to colleges, there's different ways to reach out to them. And we're going to give you templates. We're going to show you all of these things, but you're going to have direct messaging. You can do emails. You can do DMs, whatever it takes, but you need to have some type of script, some type of format. And Miss Amanda's going to show you all of that. I promise you. She's going to have you tied down with paperwork so you know what you got to get in. So we're going to do the direct messaging. The same way that Miss D is dropping in different things going on, we have multiple parts moving. Everybody has a job, but everybody had to show their interest of what they wanted to do in this. Now we're direct messaging. We all want the one common goal that we all have is we want to help you. So we're sending out this direct message to you. I'm talking to you with a direct message. Miss Amanda's talking to you with a direct message. Miss D's talking to you with a direct message. And all of our speakers are talking to you with a direct message. So when you get those direct messages, it's the same way that you got to reverse that and talk to the college coaches and put in your direct messages to them. You got to be able to let them know that you need to be able to want to play. You want to be on the field. You want to be with them. You can make phone calls. You can make the direct phone calls. I prefer a phone call. I would want to hear from you. I want to hear how you have. And let me just tell you, the other thing about a phone call that allows you, the one part about having a phone call is it allows you to hear what kind of tone the other person, how enthused they are. Do they sound like Coach Adrian? Do they sound like they want to be able to help you? Or do they, oh, yeah. And you on the phone trying to be too cool for school and you're doing the same thing like, yeah, I want to play football. Yeah, coach, whatever. No, it ain't like that. It's not like that at all. We're talking about being the dual track athlete, and we're going to apply the sack rat to life. We're going to apply the sack rat to our recruiting phases. So we're going to do the phone call. Then you're going to go on the visit. That's where you come back with your college fit. Now you you got that assessment that we showed you. Now you're putting all of your things in there and you're getting a score for that school because now it helps you make a choice. You'll have 10, 15 schools that are looking at you. Now you're making a decision. And I always say this, and it's part of the 5 E's. When if you enroll in something, you enlist in something, if you're an employee, you're an entrepreneur, or you evacuate. But the one thing is, whenever I'm on an interview for a job, whenever I went to go to a job and interview, The one thing that I wanted y'all to know is same thing applies to you. When you visit a school, it's not whether they want you, it's whether you want that school. Do you really want to be there? Is it all the things that matter to you? And if you're afraid to ask these in the direct messages, in the phone calls, when you get there, you're just going to fall for the okie doke. They're going to put the bells and whistles on. They're going to throw all the smoke and mirrors up in front of you. And you're going to be like, oh, this is cool. You haven't asked none of the right questions. That's why we created that assessment sheet for you to help you with understanding what is the overall vibe. What do you feel deep down inside? What was the campus like? What was the coaches like? So understand where we're coming from of how we're helping you. Again, as we said before, Chris said it, Marshall said it, Will said it, and we've echoed it all throughout. Hard work. It's not just going to play sports. You have to put in the work. This is the hard work. The hard work is not playing sports. That's not hard for you. That's what you do every day. You wake up out of the bed. I could jump out of the bed when I was in high school and be ready to go. Ready to go. It didn't matter. But when somebody started talking to me about taking the ACT, oh boy, I didn't put in that hard work. I didn't do the hard work that needed to be done there. And it almost cost me. It almost cost me. It almost cost Will. It almost cost Chris. You just heard the stories. You just heard it. And Marshall echoed one thing that I really want y'all to know. The 1% that make it. Yeah, we were the 1%ers, but we were almost not that percentage. Just think of how many people that were better athletes than all three of us. And guess what? They didn't make it because they didn't do the work. They didn't put in the work on the front end. And I'm telling you now, if you don't put in the work, you're taking a chance. You're playing Russian roulette and you're throwing the dice and you're gambling. You can go to Vegas and just throw your money out there and take a chance. Go play the lottery. Go play scratch offs, whatever. But if you're not going to play with your future, then you can go play those things. And so I'm very passionate about this part of it because this is where the hard work starts. All that other stuff was just us talking. Now we're about to get into the hard work, what it really takes to be a collegiate athlete. So you went on your visit. Now you get the offers. Well, if you've been tracking everything like we're teaching you how to track it, marking it down, doing the things that you need to do, and everything that goes with that, you can honestly make a great decision on what school you want to go to school. And like I told you, you're deciding whether you want to go to school. They've already offered you. They want you. They're interested because they looked at you from the start. They were already interested because they wanted to talk to you. You need to figure out if you're interested in going there. That's the real key. Now you got to figure out, am I a good fit? Do I match up? And we're going to show you how to go through all of this. Just know you can't skip phases. You can accelerate them. You can speed them up. You cannot skip phases. You have to put in the work. 5 phases of recruiting. You have to begin with interest. Show interest. Not only them showing interest in you, you showing interest in that college. The direct messaging that comes from you sending out DMs, you emailing, you picking up the phone, you doing everything. Because when a coach calls you, you better be ready for that phone call. You better know what's going on. You better take phase 3 serious because that phone call is coming because he's tired of DMing. He's tired of emailing. He needs to hear some voice, or she needs to hear some voice. They need to hear you. Now it's time to see what kind of, as we talked about earlier, Chris hit it on the head, what intangibles are you really portraying? I can hear it in your voice. I can hear if you're really serious. I can tell if you really want this. Are you passionate about coming to play college sports? Are you passionate about doing the off the field work that it takes? I don't know. I don't know because anybody can hide behind a keyboard. We got plenty of keyboard warriors out there that know how to get out there and fight the fight. And they want to, as we said earlier, can you bow down or compete? Do you want to bow down or compete? Well, there's plenty of people that compete behind the keyboard. Do they want to compete everywhere else in it? They go on the field, they can compete there. Do you want to compete in the classroom? Do you want to compete in your community service? Do you want to compete in the things that you know how to do? So each phase that we come to is going to have a strategy. The Recruiting Made Simple tools to match. You'll see them today. We're going to show you everything. And then also, I want you guys to make sure that you map your journey. Understand how your journey is going. Understand where you're going. And Miss Amanda, do you have anything that you want to touch on? I know I got a little heated there. Coach Adrian started getting a little. He's ready to go. He's ready to go. Wolverine mentality. Yeah, the Wolverine mentality started kicking in. And I want these kids to be able to self-advocate for themselves. I want you to be able to pick up the phone. So I want you to do all the things that are necessary for you to get what you want. You know, we got a little time here. I'll use my daughter, for instance. One of the things that she's a D1 athlete. She played soccer. She went on and did everything. The one thing that I respected the most about her when the whole recruiting process, her dad knew everything there was about recruiting process, everything there was. You know what she chose to do? I'm going to do it myself. I don't need you because I know how to self-advocate. If you haven't taught me anything else, you taught me how to be me and go and represent me. And that was one of the most proudest moments. At the same time, it was one of the most saddest moments because I felt outed. I was like, damn, she don't want me around. But the reality was, she was like, you ain't going to play. Sit your old tail down and let me handle this. The new generation is in. Let me go and let me be the boss that I am and handle my business. So she knew what she wanted. And that was a big learning curve. I told my wife, I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, all this time we've been tied at the hip by sports, and we just loved it, and we loved it, and we loved it. And guess what? She was like, oh no, it is time for you to let me spread my wings and self-advocate for me. And that is one of the things that drove me to creating this program is my daughter, because she was self-advocating and I wanted to see other kids be able to self-advocate. She just got it by default because she was around me all the time. But I wanted to make sure that this was passed on to other kids and other athletes so that they knew how to go out and turn this into something for them also. Just know that clarity, even though it's been chaotic, clarity beats chaos. Clarity beats chaos every time. If you're clear, we have a real goal here. We do. We know where we're getting to. It's just chaotic. Because if you can't handle this chaos, you can't handle the recruiting. You're not ready for recruiting. We got to have it all over the place. We got to see what kind of person you are. Are you going to take notes? Are you going to do the things that's necessary to be the athlete that you want to be? Again, back to be to have. It's very easy. We've got a plan. We're going to help you. You can't skip phases. You have to accelerate them.